Betty Jo, I was just wondering. I have all these fish tanks in here. And I got fish in them, shrimp, plants, and I've learned to work with some CO2, that kind of stuff. But, I don't have anybody around here that I can just go and hang out in their fish room, or they could come over here and give me some pointers. But it sure would be nice to be able to go and hang out with folks that have the same interests as me. I know you don't do fish tanks and all, but have you ever heard of any places you can go that, like, other than the fish stores that are local to you?
But Didi, before I moved here, I had a friend in another area that she also was a fish keeper, and she told me about a place. Have you ever heard of the Keystone Clash? During the clash, hundreds of hobbyists go there, just like you, every year.
The Keystone Clash? That sounds like it could be in Pennsylvania.
Yes, it's held in Morganton, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you don't say, Betty Jo. I love Pennsylvania. I was born there, and I still have a few relatives that live in there too. When is the clash?
But Didi, the Keystone Clash is scheduled for September 22nd through the 24th. And some people even bring aquatic animals like snails, fish, invertebrates, maybe other aquatic animals, and plants, art, and some photography of aquatic nature. All this for a competition that they can enter their stuff in the competition. It'd be kind of cool to have a prize award winner, wouldn't it?
Well, Betty Jo, what if I don't have some of these with the competition? Is there something else that I can do instead?
Well, even if you don't want to enter fish or whatever in a competition, you can still go and check out the competitions. And I'll be willing to bet you that you'll see some aquatic animals that you've never seen before.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. I always want to go and learn about new things that I haven't ever seen. And besides, you never know what you might take a fancy to.
But Didi, since you like to learn, guess what? The Keystone Clash has several guest speakers on many different fascinating topics. Plus, since you spend so much time in your fish fan world, you may get to meet some of those guys, and you may also meet some that you never even thought you would get a chance to meet or didn't know about before.
Now that's going to make it even more fun. Is there more?
And here's a really cool event called Give a Kid a Tank. Sponsors provide young fish keepers with their very first fish tank. That's pretty cool. And that volunteers will guide the kids through the process of how to set up a tank and requirements of how to keep fish. And the kid will go home with a 10-gallon tank with decorations and fish as well.
Wow, I wish they'd have had that when I was a kid back in the dinosaur days. That would have been the best thing ever.
But Didi, there's still more.
Betty Jo, there's more? They really have quite the event going on here. What else could they have on top of what they've already got that you told me about?
But Didi, they also have aquascaping competitions. They're going to have like 12 contestants. They're going to be provided with the sand, the rocks and plants, and driftwood. That's what it is, driftwood. And the contestants at the conclusion of the clash, they'll get to take their masterpieces home. And people are going to go around and watch you work or whatever, and you can pick up tips and tricks from watching others put their tanks together too if you don't want to do one yourself. It's a great place to learn. But you get to bring all that stuff home and just keep your masterpiece.
Well, Betty Jo, I can't believe all this happens in just a few days. Wow, this all sounds so great. But I know me, and I'm going to have a hard time leaving that place.
But Didi, guess what? There's still more.
Even more than all of this?
Yes, they have an auction too, and you get to bid on fish, tanks, accessories, and other stuff too.
Well, I do love an auction because you can get some really fantastic things that you might not have seen before at an auction. And it sounds to me like the trip coming home could be a little bit heavier. Just saying.
And one thing I haven't told you about, Didi, is that they're going to have vendors there too. And these vendors are going to be selling several stuff. There'll be aquariums, plants, fish, food, accessories, art, and so much more. And since I know you so well, Didi, I would suggest that you carry an empty cooler or something so that you can transport, if you buy some live fish or something, you can transport that back home. Because I know you pretty well, so I imagine you're probably going to get yourself something while you're there. And anybody can be a vendor. All you have to do is register. And they're going to provide you with a space, a table, and a chair. And they also have some hobbyists doing swaps too. That's going to be cool.
Well, Betty Jo, is there a charge to get into this? Do you know?
Well, there are several registration packages to choose from. I've learned a lot from listening to my friend all these years. If you just want to go and look at what's on the vendors' tables and stuff, then it's a very minimal fee. Hardly, it's not much at all. But if you want to listen to the speakers and that kind of stuff, you have to get a higher package, and they have several to choose from. And if you go get the registration package done, you also get this goodie bag, and it's going to have a Keystone Clash t-shirt in it as well. So that's a bonus.
Well, it seems like they thought of everything. But just who puts on this shindig?
The Keystone Clash is a joint effort between two groups, the Cichlid Club of York and the Aquarium Club of Lancaster County. And the Clash is the major fundraiser for both of those clubs. So they're going to work hard to make it a success.
Betty Jo, I'm finishing up right now. I'm getting myself registered for the Keystone Clash. So what I saw is that it's held at the Holiday Inn Convention Center on September 22nd through the 24th in Morganton, Pennsylvania. And since I was in there, I also decided to become a sponsor of one of the speakers. And there are several sponsorships that people can go and support. I like the idea of being part of something that I normally wouldn't get to be a part of. Makes it kind of like mine now.
Oh, Didi, I just know
that you're going to have a blast, girl. Well, Betty Jo, I wish you were into fish so you could go with us. But I hope to meet so many fish fan friends that I've gotten to know over YouTube streaming for the last couple of years. And I hope to meet some new people too, because, new friends are everywhere. But the only thing I can say is September 22nd, Keystone Clash, here we go.
Let me know all about it when you get back, because next time I speak to my friend, I'm going to have to tell her that, you went, and maybe you two will meet. I'll just make sure I tell you her name and everything before you go, and look them up. Y'all gonna like each other. That's how fish people work. I've seen it before.